Welcome to another Whiskey Games and Nerd Stuff, and today's video is going to be the first of the Iron Man Gauntlet. We're going to play Iron Man against Rhino, Claw, and Ultron. We're going to use the basic setup that you get from the core box for both Rhino and for Iron Man. So let's go ahead and just shuffle these a bit. Now, I probably will play some things incorrectly, so please feel free to say something in the chat if you notice something I'm missing, or if there's any recommendations for a different pathway. I'm very, very appreciative of any advice and helpful tips. So let's go ahead and draw our 6 cards. Okay, we got 6 here. All right, and what do we want to keep? I'd like to keep Nick Fury, so that'll give us some 3-card draws before. I would like to keep the helmet. And the gauntlets if we could. And Hulk. So let's go ahead and discard these 2, draw 2 more. And then we're going to go ahead and use Tony Stark's ability, Futurist, action. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the others, limit 1 per round. So we're going to go ahead and look at the top 3 cards. And I'm going to go ahead and take Power of Aggression. All right, and let's go ahead and see what we're going to play. I'm going to go ahead and do Power of Aggression so we can just put, let's see, I will put the arc reactor right out. Nope, I want to put the arc reactor. Yeah, we'll put the arc reactor right out. Then I'm going to go ahead and use these 4 to play Nick Fury. And we will choose to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go ahead and use the resource for Pepper Potts to do the rocket boots. We will then go ahead and we're going to stay where we're at. And I'm going to go ahead and attack for 2 with Nick Fury, bringing Rhino down to 12. I don't know if that was the optimal play there, but that's what we're going to do. Yeah, that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So we'll go ahead and ready up. We'll drop to 6 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have anything that's going to help us in this opening round. We'll have our 1 threat counter. Rhino is going to scheme for 3. And then our encounter card is going to be Enhanced Ivory Horn, giving Rhino a +1. Nick Fury is going to go away at the end of the turn. We're going to go ahead and use our ability to do the 3 cards and discard again. Let's see if we can go ahead and keep Avengers Mansion. All right, we don't have any resource boosters in here, so this is going to be tough. I'm going to go ahead and put Avengers Mansion down. We're going to flip over. We'll do 1 resource there, and I forgot to give us the 1 extra health point for the boots. And we need 4, so we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 resources. We're going to go ahead and exhaust Avengers Mansion so we can draw 1 additional card. And then let's go ahead and use the resource for attack team to do another rocket boot. And then we're going to go ahead and thwart for 2, taking that down to 1, or 2. We're going to go ahead and exhaust this to ready up Iron Man, and Iron Man will thwart for a 2nd time, and then we will go ahead and ready up. Let's go ahead. And because we have 3 upgrades, we'll be able to get 4 cards, up to 4 cards. So 2, 3, 4. There's nothing that's going to help us in the next round or against Rhino. So let's go ahead and put our threat counter out. Rhino is going to attack for 3 total, which we'll take, putting us at 7. We will go ahead and have the encounter card come out, which is going to be False Alarm. You are confused. If you're already confused, this card gains Surge. We're not confused. So let's place that down. It is our turn. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and exhaust Adventure's Mansion to draw an additional card. All right, we've got some resources here, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Strength to put out the gauntlets. So now we have the gauntlets and the 2 boots. Then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use 1 resource for the rocket boots to do Repulsor Blast. This allows us to do 1 damage to the enemy. So let's go ahead and do that 1 damage first, bringing him down to 11. Then we're going to discard the top 5 cards of your deck. For each printed energy resource this way, deal 2 damage to that enemy. So we're going to do 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to do 4 damage to Rhino, putting Rhino at 7. We will then go ahead and try and thwart, but we can't, so the Confuse comes out. But we will go ahead and exhaust the Arc Reactor to ready up Iron Man again. And then we are going to go ahead and exhaust that to remove a threat. We will attack Rhino for 1, placing him down to 6. We will go ahead and ready up, and we will draw up to 5 cards this time. 3, 4, 5. All right, we're going to put a threat counter out there. Rhino is going to attack for 3, 4 total, putting us down to 3. We're getting close, so we're going to have to get some healing up. The encounter card comes out. Oh no, the villain's going to attack again. He's going to attack for 3 total. We can defend for 1, meaning we'll take 2 damage, putting us at 1. We barely survived there. So it's our turn. We'll go ahead and exhaust Adventure's Mansion. We are going to go ahead and exhaust the Arc Reactor to bring out Iron Man. We are then going to go ahead and, let's see, I'm going to use the energy to bring out the Stark Tower. And then we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2 resources. 3 to bring out the Helicarrier. We will then go ahead and exhaust the Helicarrier to bring the cost of the next card down by 1. And this will be a second one, so we're going to go ahead and do 8 damage. No, actually, we're not going to do that. Sorry, we are not going to do that because I'm not ready for him to flip yet. So we're going to back that up. We will go ahead and flip over to Tony Stark. We're going to exhaust to heal up to 4. And before we do that, we're going to go ahead and do 2 damage to Rhino. Now everything will ready up. And I think I've misplayed a couple of things there, so feel free again to make a comment in the comment section. We will draw our 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we used our 6 cards, we will have to deal with an additional encounter card when that comes out. All right, let's go ahead and shuffle these. All right, we will have 1 additional threat come out. Rhino is going to scheme for 1, 2, 3, bringing him to a total of 5. We're going to have our first encounter card come out, which is going to bring out the Hydra Bomber, and we don't want an additional scheme to come out, so we will take that 2 damage, placing us at 2. And then our second encounter card is this card gains Surge because we're an alter ego. This card gains Surge because we're an alter ego. And Crowd Control. All right, it's not something we wanted, but it's better than some of the alternatives. It is our turn. So first we're going to go ahead and exhaust Adventure's Mansion to draw a card. We are then going to use our Futurist, where we can draw 3 cards, keep 1, and discard the other 2. I'm going to go ahead and keep Repulsor Blast. All right, we are then going to Let's see. How do I want to do this? We're going to go 1, 2, 3 to cast Mockingbird, which will stun Rhino. We are then going to exhaust, start tower, and then we're going to turn the topmost upgrade card to our hand, which is going to be the Mark V armor. We are then going to cast that for 3. Actually, we don't have to do that for 3. We're going to cast Helicarrier to have the next one be 1 less. That'll be 2, 3, and we'll bring out the armor, which is going to give us 6 additional hit points. So we're at 8. All right, let's go ahead and put that back down here in the bottom. We will then go ahead and... How do we want to do this? Got to get rid of that threat. All right, we're going to go ahead and do 1 resource, an energy resource to do Repulsor Blast. It's going to do 1 damage to an enemy. Nope, we don't want to do that. I think what we want to do is this. We're going to go ahead and flip over. I'm going to do these for 2 resources, which is also going to give us aerial, because, and then once we have these 2, I'm going to go ahead and do the Super Punch, which is going to do 8 damage to Rhino, which will put him, that'll kill him in that stage. We will then have him go to stage 2, and we'll still keep this on. We then have to look for Breaking and Taken and bring Breaking and Taken out as a side scheme. So we're going to have 2 side schemes coming out. Where is Breaking and Taken? There it is. So we're going to have Breaking and Taken come out with 3 resources. Schemes. All right. Now that we have aerial and we brought that card out, we are going to go ahead and exhaust this to do 2 damage to an enemy. We're going to do those 2 damage to the Hydra Bomber, killing the Hydra Bomber. We are then going to go ahead and chase them down, which allows us to remove 2 threat from a scheme. We're going to go ahead and remove that 2 threat from crowd control. Getting rid of that. We are then going to... Oh, and he will be at 15. We are then going to go ahead and thwart for 2, getting rid of 2 of the threat from the main scheme. We are going to exhaust Arc Reactor so we can ready up Iron Man once more. We will then go ahead and thwart for 2 against Breaking and Taken, and thwart for 3 so we can get rid of Breaking and Taken. And then we're going to go ahead and keep this Repulsor Blast and ready up. And we will be able to draw... Let's see, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So we're going to go up to 6 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be Rhino's turn. We'll go ahead and use Emergency so we don't have an additional threat counter. Rhino can attack because he is stunned, so we will go ahead and remove the stun counter. It's going to be the Encounter card coming out. The Encounter card is going to be the Villain Schemes, and he schemes for 1, 2, 3, so we're at the 6. It is our turn. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and draw our card. And let's see how we want to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Rocket Boots for 1 resource, the first one. And we're going to cast Repulsor Blast. That's going to do 1 damage off the top to Rhino to 14. And we're going to look at the top 5 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to do 2, 4, 6, 8 damage, bringing him down to 6. We will then go ahead and do our gauntlets, doing 2 damage, bringing him down to 4. Alright, and do we have enough to kill him off here? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do another Repulsor Blast. So that's going to do 1 off the top. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing 2, 4, 6, 8 damage to Rhino and defeating him. So I don't think I did too many misplays there. If I did, please feel free to say something in the comment section. I really appreciate everybody taking the time to watch this video. Please like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And until next time, folks, cheers. This is game 2 of our Iron Man Gauntlet series. We're going through Rhino, Claw, and Ultron, only using the basic setup for Iron Man and the basic setup for each particular villain. Alright, we've got a head Claw set up. He's got 12 hit points. Iron Man has got 9. We're at Stage 1A. Stage 1A, search and counter deck for the Defense Network side scheme, and reveal it and shuffle it into the encounter deck. So let's go ahead and get those, find that. Alright, we got that in play. We're going to go to Stage 6. And we've got 3 threat there. And it says discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play engaged with the first player. Alright, let's just give this a quick shuffle again. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and discard cards. Oh, our first one is a minion. So he's got toughness. And let's see what we've got for Iron Man. Let's go ahead and get our 6 cards. Alright, so we've got... Let's keep the helmet. Let's keep a chase them down. We'll do keep a relentless assault. And keep Tigra. So we'll go ahead and do 2 more. 1, 2. That gives us 6 cards. And then we're going to go ahead and use the Futurist ability. So we're going to draw 3 cards. Discard 1 and put the other into our hand. We're going to go ahead and keep Arc Reactor. All right. Let's go ahead and flip over. First thing we want to do is we are going to pay 1 resource to do a Repulsor Blast at the Armored Guard. The first thing it's going to do is deal 1 damage to an enemy. So it's going to do 1 damage, then it's going to remove that tough counter. Then we're going to discard 5 cards, and we're going to do 2 damage for each energy resource. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's only going to do 2 damage. I was hoping that we could kill him off. And then let's go ahead and we're going to attack the Armed Guard for 1 so we can kill him off. And then when we do that, we're going to go ahead and chase them down, which is going to allow us to remove 2 threat from a scheme. Putting that down to 2. Then we're going to go ahead and do 1 resource to play 2 resources to play the Arc Reactor, which will let us ready up Iron Man, and then we're going to thwart for 2 to get rid of the Defense Network. I think I did the right play there. If you would have played that differently, please let me know. All right, then we're going to go ahead and ready up. Unfortunately, we're only going to be able to draw 1 additional card. And it is going to be Claw's turn. So we're going to have 1 threat counter come out. And then Claw is going to attack us for 2, 3, which we will take. Putting us at 6. And then the first encounter card is Weapons Runner. All right. After this card is revealed, reveal one additional encounter card. Okay, it's got Surge. So we're going to have Sound Manipulation, take 2 damage, Claw heals 2 damage. Claw never took 2 damage, but we can take 2 damage, so he doesn't have 2 to heal. It is our turn. All right. Don't have a lot of options here. What we could do is I'm going to attack for 1. I will ready up and attack again to go ahead and kill him off. We will then flip. We're going to use the Futurist, so it's going to allow me to take 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We'll keep 1 and discard the rest. And then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Tenacity when we ready up, and we'll drop to 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, it's Claw's turn. We got 1 threat that's going to come out. He's going to scheme for 2, 3, 4, which will put him at 6. So that's going to go ahead and flip over to 2A. Discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engaged with the first player. Advance to stage 2B. All right, so we're going to go ahead and discard cards until we get a minion. Okay, we got a Weapons Runner. And when revealed, an additional encounter card comes out, which means Radioactive Man. Oh, great. All right, so it is our turn. What do we got here? All right, I want to go ahead and get... How do we want to do this? I'm going to do these 3. Shoot. I'll do these 2 to do the power gauntlets. Then we will do these 3 to get 6 additional hit points and put the armor out, putting us at 10. We will go ahead and recover. That'll put us at 13. And we will go ahead, exhaust to ready back up again. And we will recover again. We won't be able to go to 16 because we only have a max of 15 that we can go. But at least we can go up to that 15. We'll go ahead and ready up. We'll draw our 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I really messed up this one. So we're going to have our threat counter come out. Claw is going to scheme for 2, 3, putting that at 4. Weapons Runner is going to scheme. Radioactive Man is going to scheme. So we're at 6 threat already. We will have our encounter card come out. Discard an upgrade or support card you control. If no cards were discarded this way, gain Surge. So we're going to have to discard one of our cards. I'm going to go ahead and discard the armor. And it is our turn. And we're going to have to figure some things out here. Okay, first I'm going to use Futurist. And I'm going to keep Mockingbird. We will flip over. And let's see, I don't have any... Okay, I'm going to go ahead, do Haymaker to cast the boots. We're going to cast the boots to give us 1 resource and aerial. That 1 resource, 2, 3, 4, will let us play Nick Fury, and we'll draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We will then go ahead and exhaust Power Gauntlets to do 2 damage to an enemy. We will do 2 damage to Weapons Runner. We're going to have Nick Fury thwart for 2 to bring some of that threat down. We're going to have Iron Man threat for 2. Thwart for 2 to bring that down. We're going to ready him up. We are then going to do these 3 resources to play Mockingbird, so we can stun, Claw, and then we're going to go ahead and Thwart for 2 more. And then I'm going to go ahead and have Mockingbird attack Radioactive Man for 1. Let's go ahead and ready up. We're only going to be able to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will have an encounter card that will need to come out. All right, it is Claw's turn. We'll have 1 threat come out. Claw cannot attack because Claw's stunned. We're going to have Radioactive Man attack. When he attacks, we have to discard 1 card at random from a hand. So we are going to go ahead and discard Combat Training. We'll have Nick Fury block. And he's going to go away at the end of the turn anyway. And then we'll have our first encounter card come out, which is the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. So both are going to attack. Claw is going to attack for 2 total. And I will take that. We're at 13. Radioactive Man is going to attack again. So we're at 12. And we have to unfortunately get rid of another card. This is not boding well for us on our next turn. Getting rid of Helicarrier. And then our second encounter card is, if this activation deals damage to your hero, exhaust your hero. So when revealed, either spend these resources or exhaust each creature you control. Each character you control. So we're going to go ahead and exhaust those. It is our turn, which we're not really going to get much done with. I'm going to go ahead and do Power Regression to play the Power Gauntlets. We will then go ahead and exhaust that to give ourselves Aerial. We will do exhaust these 2 to do a total of 4 damage. 2. Radioactive Man. So he's at 5 total. All right. We're going to go ahead and exhaust Iron Man to ready him up. And then we're going to go ahead and Thwart to get rid of that. We will then ready up. Drawing 4 cards. 5 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. We got a threat counter coming out. Claw is going to attack for 3. And this is going to be exhausted. So we're going to have to take that 3 damage. So we're at 9. Then we're going to be at 8 when Radioactive Man attacks. And we've got to get rid of another card at random. Getting rid of Stark Tower. Our encounter card comes out, which is a Legal Arms Factory with 4 threat. And it is our turn. All right, what can we do here? We're going to go ahead and do 1 resource and give him Aerial. And we're going to do the Blast on Claw. So Claw is going to get 1 damage at 11. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Claw is going to take another 2 damage, putting him at 9. That didn't really help a whole lot. We're going to do those 3 to bring out Tac Team with 3 counters on it. We're going to go ahead and exhaust a counter to do 2 damage to Radioactive Man, finally killing him off. We are then going to go ahead and do our 2 Power Gauntlets for 4 damage total, putting him at 5. We're going to go ahead and Thwart for 2. We will ready up Iron Man and Thwart again for another 2 so we can get rid of Illegal Arms Factory. And then we will ready up, drawing our 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Claw's turn. We're going to have a threat come out. Claw is going to attack for 1. If Claw attacks you, if this attack... Oh, no, sorry. It's just going to be 1, but he does get a tough status because of give the villain a tough status. We will have Mockingbird take it. We're going to have our encounter card come out, which the villain schemes for 3. It is our turn. All right, what do we want to do? There's not a lot we can do here with the Relentless Assault because it's supposed to be for a minion. Chase us down is not going to help. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and thwart for 2. We will ready up Iron Man to thwart for another 2. We are going to go ahead and use the rocket boots for a resource and give us aerial. We will use first aid to heal 2 from any ally or character. We will then go ahead and do 4 damage. Actually, we're going to do that to do 2 damage to Claw, which will remove the tough. We will do our second one to do 2 damage, bringing him down to 3. We then will exhaust that to bring him down to 1. And then we will, before we ready up, what do we want to get rid of? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the chase them down. And then we will draw up to 5 cards. Three, 4, 5. Okay. We'll have a threat come out. Iron Man's going to attack for 2 total. We will let Mockingbird take it. Our encounter card's going to come out. Villain's going to attack again, and he's going to attack for 2. And then we'll get a 3rd damage there. So 3, we're at 5. And then because we went through the encounter deck, we're going to have an acceleration token that's going to start next turn. Let's shuffle these up. All right, it is our turn. So first things first, we will go ahead and exhaust this to do 2 damage to Claw. Killing him in the first stage, he will advance to stage 2. When he advances to stage 2, he has 18 health. And we search the encounter card for the Immortal Claw side scheme. All right, let's see what we have here. With 3. And he's going to get 10 additional hit points as long as that Immortal Claw is in play. So he's going to be at 28. All right, so now what do we want to do? All right, well, I'm going to use a Relentless Assault to do a second Rocket Boots. Unfortunately, we don't have anything that we can really use right now. So I'm going to go ahead and exhaust 1 to give us a resource and to use aerial. We're going to go ahead and do both of these to do 4 damage, bringing him at 24. We will then go ahead and have Iron Man thwart for 2, bringing this down to 1. We will ready him up. And here's a question. So, I'm down to 5 health. I've got Mockingbird. Mockingbird can block next turn, but if we get 2 attacks, it's gonna... I don't think I can survive. But I also don't want a 3rd acceleration token to come out. You know what? Let's go ahead and thwart. Let's see if this is the right place. We're going to thwart for 2. So Mortal Claw is gone. That'll put him down to 14. All right. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of a Relentless Assault, and we will ready up. And we are now going to be able to draw 5, 6 cards. So let's see. Oops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That didn't help us a whole lot, so let's see what's going to happen. So we're going to have 2 tokens come out because of the acceleration token. Claw is going to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4. We will let Mockingbird block, and she is gone. We will have an encounter card come out. Each master, when revealed, each masters of minion attacks, the hero is engaged with you. If no attacks were made this way, search the encounter deck and discard pile for masters of evil minion and put that into play, engage with you, then shuffle the encounter deck. All right, so we've got to go through and find a masters of evil. Who do we want? We'll have Whirlwind come out. Now, it doesn't say to him for him to attack right now. It just says he's engaged. And if I recall correctly, the only time they have to attack you when they come right out is if it has Quick Strike. So if I'm incorrect, please let me know. So it's our turn. All right, let's see what we want to go ahead and how we want to do this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring Hulk out. All right, we will have Hulk attack Whirlwind for 3. He will reveal the top card. It's an energy resource. The energy resource deals 1 damage to each character. So first we'll have 1 damage go to Claw. We'll have 1 damage go to Hulk. We'll have 1 damage go to Whirlwind. And we will take 1 damage, putting us at 4. All right. We're going to go ahead and use the 2 rocket boosts to give us 2 resources. This will give us 4 to bring out Avengers Mansion. And we also now have Aerial. We will exhaust Avengers Mansion to draw a card, giving us Pepper Potts. All right. We're going to go ahead and do 1 of the gauntlets that do 2 damage to Whirlwind, which will kill him off. We will then play Chase Them Down to get rid of 2 threat from a scheme. 1, 2. We will then use the other power gauntlets to do 2 damage to Claw, putting him at 11. We will go ahead and thwart for 2, bringing that down to 0. We will ready Iron Man up, and we're going to take a chance and attack for 1, putting him at 10. And let's ready everything up. 3, 4, 5. For a total of 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We're going to have 2 threat come out. Claw is going to attack for 1, 2, 3. We will have Hulk take that, which will kill him off. Then we're going to have our encounter card come out, which is Armored Guard. And it is our turn. First thing we'll do is exhaust Avengers Mansion to draw 1. We are then going to go ahead and use Rocket Boots to do 1 resource, and give him Aerial. We will, for that 1 resource, is we're going to bring out the Mark helmet. We'll go ahead and just do that right now to get rid of a threat. We will then exhaust one of the power gauntlets to do 2 damage to this tough counter, getting rid of it. We will then... I think we might be able to kill... No, we have to kill him off first. Alright, we are going to do our second resource with the boots. So 1, 2, using pepper pots. To do 3 damage, we're going to do a haymaker to the armored guard. Alright, we are then going to do our power gauntlets. That power gauntlets to do 2 damage to Claw, putting in Claw at 8. We will then go ahead and use... Okay, so I can do 5 with the uppercut, 6, 7, which won't kill him. We can do... You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a chance. We're going to go ahead and use Tigra for 1 resource to do the Repulsor Blast, which will do 1 damage. Oops. Putting him at 7. We're then going to remove the top 5 cards. 1, 2, 3. Now, there was only 3 cards left, so that's... I think we can't go into the new deck. So that's 4, putting him down to 3. I would like to know, if you run out of cards, are you supposed to reshuffle the deck and do the next 2? I don't think so. Alright, so Claws at 3. We will go ahead and attack for 1. Readying, putting him down at 2. We'll use Arc Reactor to ready him up. And I can't kill him this turn, and I don't have much health. So what I'm going to do is... I'm going to go ahead and thwart for this last 2. Or last 1. I'm going to flip over. We'll use the Futurist. And then, let's see. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I'll keep Nick Fury. Alright. And then, I don't have enough to cast Nick Fury right now. So we'll go ahead and ready up. And we are going to draw 6 cards. Three, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Alright. So we're going to have 2 tokens come out. Claw is going to scheme for 2, 3, 4. Putting us at 6. First encounter card's going to come out. Oh no. He's going to scheme for 2. 2 total. But we do have to discard a card at random. Alright, we are discarding Power of Aggression. So right now we've got... Oh wait, you know what? Yeah. We lost. He's got the 8 there. Dang it. I think I don't know if I misplayed that at the end. I wouldn't have had enough life to survive. Unfortunately, that advance is what killed us off. Would love to hear if I did any misplays on that. Looks like we did not defeat this. I will go ahead and still play Ultron just to see if we could have beaten Ultron to see how it goes. Do appreciate your time watching this. Again, if I did any misplays there or missed something... I don't think I missed too much on this one, so if I did, definitely let me know. I'll try and catch it when I watch it before I post, but sometimes I don't always catch them. Do really appreciate everybody taking the time to watch this. Please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks. Welcome to Game 3 of the Iron Man Core Box Gauntlet. We are now going to face Ultron. We did defeat Rhino. We did not defeat Claw. And we're going to see how we fare off against Ultron. So... we've got Ultron at 17 life. We've got Iron Man at 9 life. We are on 1A. 1A says put the Ultron drones environment into play, shuffle the encounter deck, and advance the stage 1B. So we went ahead and did that. 1B says each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down. Engage with them as a drone minion. Now, all drone minions right now has a scheme of 1, an attack of 1, and a base hit points of 1. Alright, let's go ahead and get our 6 starting cards and see what we've got. Alright. So far, okay, we've got boots, which I want to keep because that'll give us a resource. We have the helmet, which I would like to keep because it's going to help us get rid of threat. I think I would like to have the combat training as well, but I want to get some resource stuff in there. So let's go ahead and get rid of these 4 and draw additional 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good start. And then we're going to go ahead and use Tony Stark's Futurist action. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the others. Limit once per round. So we're going to go ahead and look at the top 3. We're going to take this one and discard these 2. So let's go ahead and see how we want to play this out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use Repulsor Blast to put in a Rocket Boots. Let's go ahead and flip over. We will go ahead and exhaust this for 1 resource, which will also give us Aerial to do the other Rocket Boots. We will also exhaust this one to give us 1 resource to give us the Mark V helmet. Now, what we also need to do, and I always forget to do this, is we get 1 additional hit point for each Rocket Boots. So we're going to bump up to 11 hit points. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this 1 resource plus these 2 to put the TAC team out with 3 counters. We will go ahead and exhaust to do 2 damage to Ultron, putting him at 15. We don't have any threat to remove, but we are going to go ahead and attack for 1 and defeat this minion right here. So we're going to go ahead and ready up. And because we have 3 cards, we're going to be able to draw 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We're going to go ahead and have 1 threat come out. Ultron's going to attack us. He's going to attack us for 2. We will take it, putting us at 9. And then his force response is, after Ultron attacks you, choose to either place 1 threat on the main scheme or put the top card of your deck into play face down, engage with you as a drone. We're going to go ahead and put 1 threat on the main scheme. It's our turn. All right, we go ahead and have... How do we want to do this? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tap these 2 for 1 resource each and giving us Aerial. So it's going to be 2 resources. We will do 3 resources to play Tigra. We will then go ahead and thwart for 1. We will go ahead and tap this to do 2 damage to Ultron, putting him at 13. We will also have Tigra attack for 2, putting him at 11. We will then go ahead and thwart, getting rid of that. Let's see if we want to get any rid of any cards. Nope, I think we're okay with these. We will go ahead and draw back up to 4 cards. So 2, 3, 4. We'll have a threat counter come out. Ultron is going to attack for 2, 3, 4. We'll go ahead and take that, putting us at 5. We're going to have an encounter card come out. And the villain in each minion is going to go ahead. Now, before we do that, we were going to go ahead and have a minion card come out into play. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. So both of these are going to attack. Claw's going to attack for 2. And that's going to do additional damage to us for 3, bringing us at 2. The minion is going to attack us for 1. We'll go ahead and take it, putting us at 1. And it'll be our turn. So let's go ahead and see what we're going to do. First thing is we're going to go ahead and pay the Power of Aggression for 2 resources to play the Arc Reactor. We will then go ahead and play both Rocket Boots, giving us 2 resources and Aerial, so we can have a Power Gauntlet come out. Alright. Then we're going to go ahead and have Tigra attack this minion. After Tigra attacks and defeats a minion, they heal 1 damage from her. So normally you would have 1 consequence damage, but once it defeats this minion, that's going to heal, so it's going to be a wash. Alright. We are then going to go ahead and have this remove 1 threat. We will have the Power Gauntlets do 2 damage, putting him at 9. We're going to go ahead and exhaust this TAC team to do an additional 2 damage, putting him at 7. We are then going to go ahead and flip over. We're going to exhaust for 3, recovering 4, up to 4. We're going to go ahead and exhaust Arc Reactor and ready Iron Man. Okay, so never mind. I was thinking that we could do that twice, but it's only for Iron Man. So we'll go ahead and ready up. What I should have done there is attacked, then done that. All right, we're going to go ahead and draw up to 6 cards. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're going to go ahead and have 1 of the threats come out. Ultron is going to scheme for 1. And he's going to do 1 damage to each creature or character, putting us at 3. Then we're going to have our encounter card come out. And our encounter card is under attack with 3 threat. And that says each player can either choose to place 2 threat here or do 3 damage to the hero. We can't have 3 damage to the hero because we would lose. So we will have an additional 2 threat there. It is our turn. First thing we're going to do is do the Futurist. 2, 3. I'm going to take Pepper Potts. All right. We are going to go ahead and let's see. We're going to do 2, 3 to play the armor. The armor is going to give us 6 additional hit points, putting us at 9. We will then flip over. We're going to go ahead and do our 2 rocket boots for our 2 resources and give us aerial. So those 2 resources plus a 3rd to play Mockingbird. Mockingbird will come out and stun. All right. Then what do we want? We don't have anything here we can play, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to exhaust this and have 1 threat removed from a scheme. From each scheme instead, if you have the aerial treat, so we do have the aerial. So we'll remove 1 from each of these. We will then go ahead and exhaust that to do 2 damage, bringing him to 5. We will also go ahead and thwart for 2. Then we are going to ready up. Where's that at? Where's that arc reactor? Oh, it was under here. So we're going to ready up. And then thwart again for 2 to get rid of that under attack. We can't play either one of these, so we'll go ahead and keep those for right now. And we'll go ahead and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 6. Total 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to go ahead and have our threat come out. Ultron can attack because Ultron is stunned, so we'll remove that stun card. We'll go ahead and bring out our encounter card. Repair sequence. Ultron Hills did 1 damage for each drone minion engaged with you. Right now, there's no drone minions engaged with us. So that card doesn't go into effect. Actually, sorry. That was the encounter card. When revealed, Ultron heals 2 damage for each drone minion engaged with you. If the no damage was dealt or healed this way, or no damage was healed this way, it gets Surge. So this is going to get Surge because there was no heals. Then we have Shadows of the Past come in, which is not a good card to come in. We will bring in Whiplash, the Side Scheme, and go ahead and shuffle in these cards. And then Whiplash has Retaliate of 1, and the Side Scheme is Imminent Overlord. Place an additional threat here. All right, so we need to get rid of that as quick as we can. So it is our turn. All right, we're going to go ahead 2, 3, 4 to play Avengers Mansion. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are going to use the 2 repair boots for our resources and to give us our aerial. So 2, 3, 4 to play Avengers Mansion. We'll exhaust Avengers Mansion to go ahead and draw a card. We are then going to, let's see. We'll do these 3 to bring out Tac Team with 3 resources. We will go ahead and exhaust one of those to do 2 damage to Whiplash. We will then have Tigra attack and kill Whiplash. The damage will offset, so she'll stay at 2. We are going to go ahead and have Iron Man Thort for 2 on the Imminent Overload. We will do the Arc Reactor. Oops. 2. Ready up. We're going to go ahead and do 2 damage to Ultron, putting Ultron at 3. Then we're going to go ahead and exhaust the helmet, which is going to remove 1 scheme from each one. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and have Mockingbird Thort for 1. So now we can get rid of Imminent Overlord. We will then go ahead and Thort for 2 to get rid of the Crimson Cow. Or sorry, to get rid of that one. We're going to go ahead and ready up. Let's get all these in play. So we're going to have 7 cards that we'll be able to get. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Going to have our additional encounter card come out. You're going to have 1 threat for Ultron. Ultron is going to attack. He's going to attack for 2. If the villain is making an undefended attack, choose and discard to upgrade your control. We are going to go ahead and have Mockingbird block that. Mockingbird will go away. We will have to the side, how do we want to do this? We'll have 1 minion come into play. Or have our first encounter card. Choose to either deal 1 damage to your hero for each upgrade you control, or discard an upgrade you control. Oh, wow. Let's go ahead and discard the armor. Now it's going to have our second encounter card come into play. Exhaust. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose to either exhaust Tony Stark and remove business problem from the game, or exhaust each upgrade you control. Nope, we're going to go ahead and exhaust him. All right, it is our turn. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and draw our card for Avengers Mansion. We're going to go ahead and flip over to Iron Man. And then I'm going to use the arc reactor to flip up to Iron Man. Let's look at our cards real quick. We will go ahead and have Tigra attack this drone, killing him, and it's going to offset. We will then just go ahead and use the chase them down to get rid of that threat. There we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and exhaust 2 resources and give him aerial. So 2, 3, 4 to bring out Nick Fury. And we will draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We will then go ahead and have 1, 2 to bring out Stark Tower. And then we're going to go 1, 2 to bring out this Power Gauntlets, the second one. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and exhaust Tac Team to do 2 damage, bringing him to 2 or to 1. We will go ahead and exhaust that first Power Gauntlets, putting him at 0. He's going to go to stage 2. Stage 2, he will have 22 life. Oh, that's a lot of life. And then it says when Ultron attacks, put the top card of your deck into play face down. Engage with your drone minion until the end of the attack. Ultron gets +1 attack for each drone minion engage with you this way. Okay, we're going to do our second Power Gauntlets to do 2 damage, putting him at 20. Okay, can't do anything with Hulk right now. We're going to go ahead and have Nick Fury attack for 2, putting him at 18. We will then have Iron Man attack for 1, putting him at 17. And let's go ahead and ready up. And we will be drawing 7 cards. We already have 1. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, it's going to be Ultron's turn, but before we do anything, we're going to go ahead and play Emergency so we don't have an additional threat on there. All right, it's Ultron's turn. Ultron is going to attack. When he attacks, we're going to go ahead and flip the top card over, and it's going to be a drone minion. And Ultron is going to attack for 2, 3. Nick Fury will block that, and then Nick Fury is going to die. Then we're going to go ahead and have our encounter card come out. And it's going to have an advanced Ultron drone with guard. All right, it is our turn. First thing we're going to do is do Avengers Mansion to draw our card. We're going to go ahead and exhaust this to do 2 damage to the drone. We will then have Tigra attack for 2. This is going to kill him. The damage will offset, but this says when an advanced Ultron drone is defeated, the engaged player puts the top card or their deck face down, engage with them as a drone minion. So we're going to have an additional minion out there. All right, what we going to do? What we going to do? All right, we're going to go ahead and do 1 of the rocket boots for a resource. It'll also give him aerial. We're going to do the Repulsor Blast. Repulsor Blast is going to do 1 damage to Ultron. Then we're going to flip the top 5 cards, and for each energy resource, it's going to do 2 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, Oops. 5. So it's only going to do 2 damage. That wasn't a very good one. Putting him at 14. All right, let's see what else do we have. We're going to go ahead and do, I think, an uppercut for 5 damage. Putting him at 9. We are then going to go ahead and do the power regression and put Hulk out there. And we're going to have a Hulk attack for 3, putting him at 6. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and do our 2 power gauntlets to do a total of 4, bringing him down to 2. We will go ahead and attack for 1, putting him at 1, ready up, and attacking her for the last one. And we went ahead and finished off Ultron. So I don't think I did anything wrong on that one. If I did, please let me know. Really appreciate everybody taking the time to watch this. Please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, cheers.